Oh hey, hi there. Okay, so first things first, this video is going to be my channel trailer for a while. This isn't really a proper introduction to who I am, but I guess I'll introduce myself anyway. Hello, my name is Draven Van Heel. Now I may look like I'm new here because this is a new channel, but I've actually been on YouTube for many years now. I used to have a channel called Draven Mario, or rather it was my very poor attempt at having a YouTube channel. As you might have gathered, I decided to start over. I made this video on the old channel where I briefly explained why I decided to start over, but I didn't really go into detail. That is what this video is for. I'm going to try to go into some more detail about some things, and hopefully I won't waste too much of your time while I'm doing that. Okay, so let us start with the first and most obvious question, which is... I don't think so. So I mentioned in this video that I wasn't happy with my older videos. So why is that? And I mean, just look at it. I don't know what this is. There's no real theme or consistency to any of this. It's just kind of a mess. But even ignoring that it just kind of hurts to look at, I would go as far as to say none of these videos individually look interesting to watch. They don't look like something I would click on personally. And that's more or less the problem. You see what I'm talking about, right? Like, if I'm not happy with these videos, I can't reasonably expect anybody else to watch them either. There's this big idea I have to fix this. It's sometimes a change in perspective is all you need. There's some words of wisdom from past me over there. Okay, so this is kind of a difficult thing to put into words, but I guess I'll try. Imagine if I met myself, right? That's kind of the key point behind this idea. Imagine if I met this dude named Draven. What videos would I want to see him make? What would I want to see him talk about? And all of a sudden it's like, now the ideas are coming. This seems kind of obvious in hindsight, but it's not the same thing as just making videos that you think other people will enjoy. It's a lot different from that. It's this weird form of like self-introspection that I have never thought about before. Of course, if you're anything like me, you couldn't name any of your positive qualities if you literally had a gun to your head, so you can kind of understand why this is difficult, but it's necessary. Now, of course, this brings up another topic, which is... I've realized that your consistency on YouTube is a byproduct of your consistency in your life, not the other way around. Which is to say, I don't have much. My goal is to make videos that I can make more consistently, but I'm not going to force myself into a strict schedule. I tried to force myself into a schedule with my old channel. I used to do this thing where I did monthly video updates, and then on top of that, I would do a weekly video if I could. But you see, it doesn't sound like much, but when you start telling yourself you have to do these things, it eventually gets uncomfortable. So you can kind of see the problem that I got into this mindset that I was expected to make videos. Now, fortunately, over time, I've realized that quality over quantity is a lot more viable now than it ever was in the past. One of my favorite examples of this is the YouTuber Let Me Know. Now, granted, he had a following before he started making long-form YouTube content, but you see what I mean, right? Like, this guy made his first video in over a year, and it has 7 million views right now. So clearly, quantity and frequency is not the issue here. The issue is that my videos just were not worth watching. Perhaps one of the most obvious advantages to starting over is that you have a chance to build a new audience. This is important. I'll tell you why. I'm not really sure how it happened, but for some reason my old channel attracted a lot of kids and teenagers. And I'm not one to discriminate. This isn't really a problem by itself, but it does bring up two main issues. The first being that this limits engagement. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've gotten comments on completely unrelated videos about Mind of Ryan. Some people actually did that repeatedly and thought I wouldn't notice. This kind of ties back into the idea that I was expected to make videos. It was pretty demoralizing seeing, all those comments, because it kind of reinforced this idea that if I wasn't making a specific thing, nobody wanted to see it. And the second issue is, this is kind of a serious thing. For some reason, a lot of these younger viewers would try to come to me for advice. And sometimes they're going through these really, really tough things, and it's just like, I'm so not the right person to come to for this. There's this old saying that YouTubers aren't your friends, and I don't really agree with that. I think a more accurate statement would be YouTubers aren't your therapists. And my goal is not to exclude anyone from watching my videos. It's just, if you're dealing with something, especially if you're younger, you have options. If you're still in school, there are counselors you can talk to, and they can actually arrange having you talk to a mental health care professional. So I want to encourage people to do that. Okay, so this is a topic I'm kind of having trouble with, so forgive me for rambling. Obviously, if you want to build an audience, you should have a way for that audience to interact with you. The problem is, I'm not sure where to go, so I'm going to ask you guys where you would like to see me. I do have a Twitter account. Stop, I'm never going to call it X. I do have a Twitter account, but I only really post there once in a blue moon. I am currently waiting on an invitation to Blue Sky. Yeah, it's been like 6 months. I'm still waiting. If any of you happen to have any invitations, I would greatly appreciate it. I do have a Ko-Fi page. That's something of a social platform, I guess. I do like the idea of posting more frequently there. That is one thing that sucks about starting a new YouTube channel, is that if your old channel had any benefits or whatever, you lose those. My old channel just got access to the community tab, and it sucks because that would have been the perfect solution and I didn't get to use it. So again, that's the topic of discussion I am putting forward to you guys. What social platforms do you want to see me on? And I guess I'll go from there. No. I am wearing this mask because I have gum disease. My teeth are falling out. And, also, that's probably going to kill me someday, so I'm real happy about that information. I am waiting on a denture so that, I don't have to do this. But unfortunately, my dentist literally operates slower than valve cum. You know how it is. I live in a small town, and, it's so busy that the dentist can't handle all 5 of the people who work here. It's very difficult, you understand. But anyway, yeah, I'm wearing this mask because I assume people don't want to look at my lack of teeth. Also, I know the video's in black and white, but you can tell this is pizza, right? Everybody loves pizza. This color is called cerise. I wanted this channel to have a unique color theme. My main colors are black and red, but there are plenty of YouTubers who already use that. And after experimenting, I landed on cerise because it's not quite red, not quite pink. It's a nice, unique color that stands out, but it's not too harsh on the eyes. Or at least I thought it was unique until I found out PewDiePie's red is also technically cerise. That's great. Thanks, Felix, for stealing my idea before I came up with it. Anyway, that's all I have written down. If you guys have any questions for me, go ahead and put them in the comments. If there are enough of them, I'll put them in a separate video. But anyways, yeah, that's it from me. I hope you'll look forward to what it is I have coming out. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.